Michelle with an Olympic-level beatdown. Welcome to Tough Talk. I'm Karyn. Bryant. He is former middleweight champ, tough winner, and coach.
Everybody knows. Everybody knows who I am.
Michael Bisping. And next to him, let's please welcome our big winner from episode 1, actually, Maurice Greene. Thank you so much for joining us, Maurice.
Oh, thanks for having me.
It's awesome to be here, have you here. It's awesome to be here. It really is.
Yeah.
No, listen, great fight tonight between some heavyweights. What did that look like to you, sitting so close octagon side?
You know, it's a lot of what I thought it was going to be. But I was very hopeful that Josh would have would be able to get his back off the fence and actually showcase his striking, which is very unorthodox, which probably would have confused Michelle. But, he closed that distance and wanted no part of it. And, that Olympic caliber wrestler won tonight.
Well, as you mentioned, the Cuban Olympic wrestler, those guys are known for being just fantastic. And watching that, his wrestling looked outstanding. Were the rest of the heavyweights kind of not intimidated, but like, wow, this guy's going to be tough?
I mean, after that, I'm watching him win. That's a potential opponent in the semis. It's like, just don't let him get his hands on you.
Yeah.
Put your hands on him. He doesn't like to get hit.
Sure.
He's not comfortable in the striking, but if he closes the distance, you're gonna have a lot of work to do. So, I talked to Justin about it.
Well, best takedown in the book is a left hook. That's what I find.
I'll take it.
Well, listen, Maurice, we're glad you're here. We want to talk about a lot of things, including some of the that's been going on in the show. But first, folks, make sure you stay tuned for an exclusive sneak peek of next week's episode. We're going to give you a look at the Ultimate Fighter you won't see anywhere else, presented by Cerveza Modelo, the official beer of UFC. Well, he is one of a kind, which is a good thing, because that means they didn't make any more of him. He is RJ Clifford in the troll booth, scanning social media. RJ, what have you got for us?
We trolling! Just to set the record straight, Karyn, I've been ranked as high as the 7th best late-night cable sports troll in most major markets.
Wow.
Nice.
Take it.
Lucky to have me around. Maurice, you've quickly become a fan favorite, not just because of the shots you land on your opponents, but also the shots you take yourself. David tweets in, we're on episode 5, and I feel like I've already seen Maurice take 20 shots. Well, I'm glad you asked, David, because we counted. Take a look.
Wow, it's so good.
I like to taste the beer. I don't care what they think.
Y'all crazy.
I mean, I'm not a bartender, but that's pretty damn good.
So, Maurice, I counted roughly 5.5 shots, but God knows how many beers. So I want to know, how many shots do you think you actually took throughout the entire taping of the show?
I mean, if we want to talk about the entire taping,
it's a lot.
It's a lot. I mean, it's probably too many to count. It's a long time in the house with a fully stacked bar, and I don't cut weight, so let's say at least 40.
Ooh.
At least.
That's a lot.
I mean, if you're a real man, you don't count anyway.
All right,
We're not at school.
Speaking of
I
real
had
men,
7 shots tonight.
Thank you, RJ.
You know what I mean?
We'll see him later. Make sure you get your questions in using the hashtag Tough Talk. The troll booth will find you and may air your tweets on the show. But yeah, Maurice, let's talk about some of the partying. Actually, last week's winner got a chance to kind of let things loose. Here's a little refresher.
I don't really drink so much, but if I drink a lot.
Enjoy the drunkenness.
I'm not really good drinker, yeah.
Get it out, mama.
Of course, Yulia is by no means the first fighter to cut loose on the show, so we wanted to play a round of drunk or deranged. We're going to show you footage from previous seasons. You tell me if they are drunk or deranged. Michael, you get to play along as well, so here we go. This was from season 10. Rampage, of course, destroyed the door. Drunk or deranged?
Well, I mean, it's not the Ultimate Fighter if you don't smash a door, and it does make you a little deranged being on the show. Deranged.
Yeah. All right. Season 7, Jesse Taylor breaks a limo window. Drunk or deranged?
Is this me?
Both of you can play.
That's gonna be drunk. Yeah, that's definitely gonna be
Well,
drunk.
I say both, because he is deranged, but he was definitely drunk when he did this.
Yeah.
But, yeah, a bit of an idiot.
All right. Next one up. Season 1, Chris Lieben pees on a bed. Drunk or deranged?
I mean, who hasn't peed a bed before? Not me.
I mean, he didn't pee a bed. He peed on the bed. It's different. He wasn't in the bed when he peed it. He's definitely drunk, and Chris Lieben was something else, so he may be a little deranged.
Yeah.
He's
All right.
drunk. Outside with Michael, and
All right.
he's a little bit of both.
Season 25, Cody Garbrandt grabs TJ Dillashaw's neck before a fight announcement. Drunk or deranged?
I mean, that's it. I mean,
He's
he
deranged.
definitely wasn't drunk. I don't want to say he's deranged, but them two hate each other.
I mean, look at the look in his eyes. Look how he's looking.
Crazy.
There's a little bit of
That's a very intense, real look right there.
yeah.
Very intense little man.
Okay, moving on. This last one, season 14.
Whoa.
Someone does the moonwalk
Look at
on
that.
an air hockey table and
Hey.
takes a fall, drunk or deranged.
You know, I mean, it is what it is. You know, I slipped.
Maurice.
I made it look good. I did it on purpose.
You-
Hey, but I won $5,000. I won $5,000.
Have you seen that clip before?
No.
It's yeah, Mike's deranged. It's deranged, right? You weren't drunk, were you?
I'm never
You
drunk.
trying to do the moonwalk?
I wasn't trying to do the moonwalk. I jumped off the table and there was some water there. I slipped. You know, who hasn't slipped before?
I mean, I haven't slipped on TV before.
No.
Yeah.
Here we go. Hey, listen, guys.
Well, you will.
With all this going on, then we couldn't forget the absolute greatest. My personal favorite from season 16. It is a little bit of both drunk and deranged. Roll the clip.
Let me bang, man. I don't want to do that, man. I do. I do.
Never
Just let me bang, bro.
Let me bang, bro.
Just let me bang.
bro.
Yeah.
That will let you bang, man.
I just want to bang.
It's the greatest. All right.
It's a grip.
Thank you for that. Back to tonight's fight, though, guys. Of course, obviously, Maurice, you trained with Josh, and we know that takedown defense was going to be something that was going to be very important in there. So, did he not live up to what you guys had trained, or is it just that Michelle is so good at that?
I wouldn't say that he didn't live up to what we trained, you know, because we put a lot of hard man hours in, every one of our teammates. You know, sometimes it's like that. He was able to close the distance, is what it comes down to.
Listen, I fought guys like that with incredible wrestling. They're very, very tough to deal with. In my opinion, Josh did well. He showed, you know, he managed to get back to his feet a lot of times. He was
10
moving
times.
well on the ground. What he did wrong, he just kept closing the distance and going right at him, which I admire. It's very courageous, and that's what you want to see from a fighter, but not the smartest thing to do against someone that wants to take you down, right?
Absolutely. And in Josh's case, when you're very unorthodox, you spend a lot, you know, keeping that range is going to be his best, you know, he's going to be in his best interest just to make sure, you know, he can hurt Michelle.
So after that, were you all looking, thinking, wow, Michelle, he's the favorite, he's going to take some beating?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's okay. You can admit that.
What?
It's not an attack on you. I'm just, you know, asking. You're like,
if people see him as...
I'm just saying, that when everyone watched that, did they think, wow, his wrestling's out of control, he's going to be a pain in the ass to deal with?
I messed that all up. No. I don't think his wrestling's out of control. I think it's manageable.
Yeah.
It doesn't scare me. It's nothing crazy. I mean, think about it. He's an Olympic wrestler. Josh got back to his feet probably about 10 times.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
You should at least be able to keep him on the ground, right? Josh just couldn't get his back to the cage and get off, right?
Yeah.
But Josh got up.
Yeah.
Right?
10 times.
Like 10 times. It was a lot.
Yeah.
You know, he paid for it, but, you know.
So, Maurice, I want to ask you about another storyline that's been going on this season, and that is Leah, who seems to really be confiding in you about her thoughts on Team Whitaker, how she doesn't really feel so great there as part of that team, and how she doesn't really feel like she's getting the training that she wants there. And you really seem to be advising her to jump ship and to go to Team Gastelum. What's that about?
No, I'm not advising her to jump ship. I'm just saying, if you're not getting what you need over here and you think you're a better fit over here, maybe you should be over here.
Do you not think that's a little shady? You know what I mean? It's a little shady. I mean, at the end of the day, you're all blessed to be a part of the Ultimate Fighter, and you should be appreciative for the position that you were in and the team that you were assigned. You should say, you chose me, so I choose you. I am Team Whitaker for life. But you're like, no, screw that.
Well,
Defect, come over to the dark side. Which I agree, by the way. You only get one shot and you're there for yourself.
well, I think of it this way, right? I shouldn't say this, but I'm going to say it anyway because I don't care. I think Whitaker's team...
Sucked.
Let him say it, Mike.
I think Whitaker's team...
Are useless.
Picked the guys who were ready to fight, who they felt they didn't have to do much with.
Okay.
Right?
Okay.
Where I feel like Calvin's coaching and team looked at
Had the
people,
better ponytails.
No. I just feel like Calvin and his
Yeah.
they took guys that were coachable, that they could, you know, kind of clean up and maybe give him a little more to add to the game. Where I think Whitaker just, from what I understand, he just didn't really want to be there. So,
Talking about Calvin?
No. He's saying
Calvin
the
wanted
champ
to be
didn't
there.
want to be there.
Calvin wanted to
No,
be there.
Calvin.
No.
Calvin wanted to be there.
No, it's Calvin.
No.
The Calvin, not
Yes.
Calvin.
Trying to get me in trouble.
I'm like, who are you talking about over here? Calvin Klein?
All right, folks.
Calvin Klein.
We're going to keep talking here, but folks, I, of course, have to let you know that Fox is your new home to Thursday Night Football. We have all the great action covered by Joe Buck, Troy Aikman, Aaron Andrews, and Christina Pink. Fox Thursday Night Football debuts tomorrow between the Vikings and the Rams. Fox is football.